I'm going to do a little bit of a different kind of video tonight. Friday night, 8 o'clock, and just got out of the shower. Felt like coming down here, and I hadn't done a post today. And this may end up being the weekend trader post. In fact, I think that's what I'll do as I try to shut down for the weekend. You'll notice a little bit of a different environment tonight. Candle. Got my wife loves this. Pellegrino. If I'm pronouncing that right, sparkling mineral water. I don't shut down very well, and I'm trying. This is evidence that I'm trying. All right. So whether this is therapeutic or whatever, I don't know. But I'm just going to talk about a few things that come to mind on this last day of the market week, and we'll talk about the market in a little bit in terms of my views on what's going on now, and some business planning in terms of my own trading business. But I wanted to start with the concept that I'm very aware of and sensitive to new visitors to this site and new traders that I meet. And I think that it's important for those of us that are looked to as any level of authority, if you will, in this business, and especially those of us that choose to take on the teaching or the coaching aspect. It's real important, at least for me, to make sure that we are not encouraging, enticing, pick a verb, in terms of people that may look at some people that have been successful in a difficult business and think, oh well, gee, I can go do that. That's why I get bothered by some of the mail that I get that goes right into the circular file. One of the ones that I mentioned the other day in terms of get rich, hot stock, that kind of thing. But it's important, I think, to those of us that try to legitimately help in this industry, and whether it's you coming to this site and trying to pick up nuggets, or whether you're going through some of the formal education, it's very important for me to make sure that you folks have come here having made a decision to pursue this, or having thought fairly seriously about pursuing this. I've often said that the way that I look at this business, that I really, in a way, hope that my kids would never pursue this. I guess it's kind of like maybe what actors and actresses say. But if they did, if they made a conscious decision to do it, then they'd have my back, and I'd try to do everything I could to help. And that's one of the reasons that I like to talk to all of the incoming students when I do formal teaching. And it's worth noting for you, if you're new to the blog here, yes, there are those of us that have attained a certain level of success over the years, but it doesn't make it easy, and we go through our own struggles and continue to. We all deal with our humanity, and I had a long conversation with one of the incoming jellies a couple of nights ago, and was sharing a little bit of my faith in terms of we all have demons, and maybe some of us just get a little bit better at tiptoeing around them, but they're always going to be there, and so just some thoughts, I guess, in terms of, again, if you're new to the site, if you're an incoming student, I actually have written in the agreement with my students that they've made a decision at their end to pursue this, because again, I think we all have to be careful. What I've tried to do with the site over the last couple of years is to facilitate a community for people that have made that decision. To the extent that we can support one another, whether you like what I say or don't like what I say, it's all about trying to strengthen each other, and that includes me as well. In terms of I've certainly benefited to some extent through the community that's been established here. So anyway, enough of that. I think it's probably worth talking about the market a little bit in terms of we're in this very distinct summer rhythm where you're getting a dog pile in move or out, as the case may be, right near the beginning of the U.S. session, and then the market's pretty much not doing a whole lot after that, with some exceptions, of course. And so you've got to get on that right side of the market fairly quickly, and there's not a whole lot of opportunity over the course of the day like there might be during a very active, volatile fall market, where there might be more opportunity throughout the course of the day. And so you've really got to be prepared early. You've got to have the game plan really nailed the night before. I've mentioned a few times, I think the Europe session, I think the 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. session has been outstanding. In fact, that's where I've made the bulk of my income this week, with the exception of Thursday morning. And that was the case this morning as well, where I was up fairly early in trading that session, outstanding continuations of the trends, and not so much in the U.S. session. And so, again, I recognize that not everybody can be at the market during some of those time frames, so depending upon what time zone you're in. But just a reminder that I think if you go into this business thinking that this is a 9:30 to 4:15 business, then you're certainly limiting yourself in terms of opportunity, because there may be days during the U.S. session where you might be off your game early on, and then that's it. There's no way to come back. Speaking of which, again, going back to the conversation I had with one of the incoming jellies, as I was mentioning, he was talking about daily numbers, daily results, and I really encourage everybody to not look at any time frame any smaller than a week in terms of profitability. And I'll tell you, I really think that'll do a world of good. If you're struggling, and if you're struggling because you're focused so much on trying to make something over the course of a day. Sure, we all come to the market expecting to make money and attempting to earn a living. But I've said before that my most important criteria certainly is the year, and then you back it up: year, quarter, month, and the smallest micro time frame that's relative. Looking back to see how you've done, in my view, is a week. You come in Monday, and you've got 5 days, and really that's 15 sessions, because I count the Europe session and then the U.S. morning and U.S. afternoon sessions, 3 sessions per day. Not that you're going to trade them all; it's humanly impossible. But you have 15 sessions over the course of a week to carve out an income stream. Now you think you can find 2 or 3 really high probability opportunities over the course of that week, and hit them hard, and you can basically be fairly dormant or even mess up the rest of the week. And so long as you do that, by the end of the week, you should be fine. I think if you come to the market with that sort of an attitude on a Monday morning, it may make a world of difference. So that's a thought for you tonight heading into the weekend. I'll talk a little bit over the coming days of a business plan that I've been working on that really takes my own trading and really monitors it against a rising trailing stop. Now that I'm well back above where I need it to be, and so I'll share more of that over the coming days. But thoughts on a wind down Friday night, a little bit different tonight. Have a great weekend and try to shut down. Take care.